Hey everyone, and welcome to part 2 of our bonus Halloween color along. So as you might already know already, we've been coloring in Jasmine Becket-Griffith's Halloween book, and we are coloring a pumpkin gift. We've got these gorgeous pumpkins down here. I am so thrilled with how they turned out, and which is good and bad because that means I am a little bit attached to the page, and that's when I start to like second guess things because I don't want to ruin it. But I'm gonna try my best to go with my instincts, and for this part that means the sky, because there was just one color combination that kind of stood out to me the most when I was going through my color combo book, and I'm really hoping that it'll work. I had originally planned on doing like a black and blue sky, but if we're following along with the painting for her clothes, which are mostly black, I don't really want to do a black background because then she's going to kind of be lost in it, and I really want her to stand out. She's the main piece, so we want her to be the focal point. So I've kind of decided to go with a background with very interesting colors. I think they'll still fit the Halloween theme. I think they'll complement the pumpkins nicely. Our branches will stand out against them instead of being hidden in the background like they would have with the black and blue. So it's going to change the picture up a little bit from what I'd originally pictured, but I think it's going to be worth it. I do apologize for my voice. I know I sound a little bit stuffy and off. I am sick again. I don't know what is up with my immune system. I'm recording these back to back, so I just finished recording part 1. And so I still have my pieces of paper behind to protect the page behind from getting indented and ruining the tooth. I think that's everything I need to say for now. Let's go ahead and dive on in. And normally I would do the trees first, but I am a little bit curious to see how this background's going to turn out. So I think I'm going to start on that first. Okay, so I've got my colors here. I'm just going to kind of order them from darkest to lightest. I do have my black just because I want the top of the page to be really dark. I kind of want it to be dark and then fade down into lighter colors. I'm going to try not to use the black if I don't have to, though. Okay, so with this being a gradient, and there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, potentially 9 colors that we're going to be using. I want to kind of come in and start blocking in where our colors are going to be. So I'm going to start with the canary yellow here, which isn't our first color, it's actually our second color. So let's make sure you guys can see here. I'm just going to come in with the canary yellow. I'm going to lightly kind of touch it in here. Bring it up to like maybe here. Go kind of around the same area on the other side. Which I kind of brought it up about yay high. Okay, our next color is the yellowed orange. So let's go ahead and grab that. Can we? Okay, we can see that down there. Just want it to be on the screen for you guys, but not in the way. So I'm not really going to worry about blending these colors together right now. We're just going in softly anyways. We will do that later. Let's maybe bring this one up to about here. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit all of these colors in here, to be honest. It'll be a challenge. We might have to cut some. I'm not keeping it like straight across even, like it's a little bit higher here and then it kind of swoops down. I don't really want it to be straight across at all because it's going to look funny. and we don't want that. Okay, next color is blush pink. Let's kind of raise this up a little bit. Bring this one up to about here, maybe. Say like about here. Oops, no, that's tree. Next is the lilac. You definitely can't fit all of these in here. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to be able to. I mean, I faded it from this to this. This is actually the color combination that I'm kind of using here. We'll just bring those down a little bit. So let's do here to here with our lilac. Definitely want to bring those down. I don't really mind if the background's dark. Let's stop here. I think we've got enough kind of there to see at least. Let's make sure I've got these in the right order. Canary yellow, orange, okay. I don't think we'll need the black. Let's go in with the dioxazine purple hue. I am going to put my pencil extender on this. I might have to look up some Tylenol here soon because oh man, this headache. With all this COVID crap going around, and I remember when they said that taking Advil was bad if you have it. I don't think I do, but I'm kind of gonna stay away from Advil just in case, even though that's my usual go-to. Okay. So let's start up here. I'm going to start very firmly with the dioxazine purple hue, and then I'm going to fade it down. The goal here is to get the entire background done, and I know that seems crazy. It's a lot, but I think we can do it. I don't think the sky will take that long. The worst part is going to be kind of dodging in and out of these trees. Probably should color them first, but I think it's going to be a pain in the butt either way. So Once we get down towards the bottom, it won't be so bad, but they're pretty gnarly and thin up here, so we'll have to be a little bit careful. It's not completely burnished, but I do have a really good layer up there. And we're gonna kind of fade it down and around here. Keep an eye on the time. We still got lots, we should be okay. Just because little man's done school soon. Be a little tricky to kind of differentiate what's sky and what's tree. I think that's good enough there. Actually, let's bring it down just a little bit more on this side here. Okay. So set that one off to the side. Then we're going to come in with our Indian Throne Blue. And I'm going to go over and finish burnishing the dioxazine purple hue. So these two colors are going to mix and create a very dark color, but it's not going to be quite black. So still have our really dark top of the sky without it taking away too much from our witch's hat. maybe see about fading this out around here. Hopefully the silence isn't bugging you guys. It kind of hurts to talk a little bit, so I would normally fill the silence by talking, but still have more recording to do, so I don't want to wear out my voice. you'll notice, I haven't kept it even anywhere. I'm just kind of going kind of sporadically. My arm is killing me. But it's already looking really pretty. With having that base in the background, it kind of gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. I think it's going to look really nice. Okay, let's come in with our next color. I'm keeping these layers really small, even though I do kind of want a darker area at the top, just because the next few colors are fairly dark as well. So the next color is violet blue, I think. Is that right? Yeah, okay. So violet blue. So we can bring this up into the Indanthrone blue a little bit to blend it. We don't need to a whole lot because it's already really similar in color. And then I'm just going to take my time and slowly layer it up. Make sure to fade it out a little bit. Our next color is a purple, so this is a good transition color between the blue and the purple. But I want to make sure we've got a nice area to kind of blend into. sharpen this up a little bit. I'm a little bit nervous about her dress. I don't generally like doing black clothes because it's really hard to do. Black is a really hard color to work with. Because there's not really shades of black. You've got black, and then like, for pencil crayons it generally goes to like grays, which the grays just seem washed out, so it's really hard to make like a really gorgeous looking dress and make it look black without also making it look washed out by adding highlights that are gray. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to attempt that yet. I think I'm going to call it a day after this part anyways though, so I'll have till tomorrow to kind of think about it and figure it out. So I like to kind of add in some color and kind of blend it out to see where I want the fade to be, and then I can kind of bring it back up from there. And then finish off the rest. See, once we got that, then I can just color into everything up here. I apologize for doing a pencil background for all of you that have arthritis or joint problems, because I have some kind of arthritis in my wrist and it is on fire. Oh man. I'm gonna have to take a break here, but I really don't want to. I'm gonna persevere and just be gentle and do lots of layering. Okay, I think that's good for that color. So our next color is violet. So I'm gonna sharpen this. Okay, now we do have these colors behind that are gonna affect how our colors turn out. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase some of this color. Especially with the purple, most of the colors would be okay to go over. Like, I'm not really too worried about the pink because that'll mix with the purple really good. But this orange is gonna make a muddy color, and we do not want that. And just to be on the safe side, I'm going to get rid of the yellow too and drop my swatches on the floor in the process. Get rid of this pencil dust and carry on. See if you can see this tiny little bit where there was orange behind. It's showing through. It's not too bad, but and then after erasing and going over it, you get a little bit more of the true color. So, let's see, part 2. Just write a note saying don't base the background. Hopefully remember to actually put it in the video for once. Now where did I put the swatch? I'm losing my mind. Hello? There it is. That way hopefully you guys won't have to go and erase anything on your page. I may have intended to bring this down a little too far. I think I actually want to fade it out right about here, which isn't a huge deal because our next color is a purple anyways, so. And thankfully it's the lilac, which is a really soft pencil, so that should go over there no problem. This one is a little bit harder. I find that the violet has a pretty hard lead, so it's a little bit harder to blend into, unfortunately. Okay, I want to go in with the lilac here. We'll do these two colors kind of together because that's going to bother me and it's going to throw me off a little bit. I don't want to bring this color down too far, but I do want to bring it out a little bit because our next color is the pink, so we want to make sure we've got a good blend for those. But yeah, for the most part, this can just come right over top of the violet. let's leave a little corner here. We'll just lightly go over that. And that'll be, we'll just have a little bit of the pink there. This pencil's so much better to use. The softer pencils are a lot easier on your wrist. Back to the violet. Keeping in mind that we actually don't want to bring this one down too far. This one is mostly just a transition color, I think. And this color combination is from Janny B, and I think that's the same Janny that runs the... I always get her and Desi mixed up. One's Craving for coloring, and the other one's Crazy for coloring, I think. So they're both really similar, and I can never remember. But I think... I don't know if they both have YouTube channels. I know Janny does. I don't know if she's been on lately, though. I know she's going to art school and stuff, so she's usually a little bit busy. Hopefully she's gonna do Inktober, because I really enjoyed seeing her videos and her pictures last year. I'll have to look into that. Make sure both of them, if they have YouTube channels, if both do, make sure they are popped up in my featured YouTubers, which is moving, so I couldn't tell you where that'll be on my homepage, but okay, I think we're okay to leave it off there with the violet. I don't want to add too much of that. It's kind of a trouble color. So one thing I need to do is update my color combo book. I've got so many saved on my phone that from like probably like 3 years that I haven't updated. Wait. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I'm excited. And my arm hurts. Not even my arm, but my wrist. Ugh. And we're not even at an hour yet. We're not even half done the sky. Actually, we probably are close to half done the sky. It's not too bad. Okay, we've only got 4 more colors, so technically, yeah, I guess we are half done. So hopefully the camera's picking up my voice. I'm trying to speak a little bit softer so it doesn't irritate my throat so much. Okay, I think the pink and the orange are going to be a little bit difficult to blend together. So I think what I want to do is just leave a little bit of a longer area to blend into. So we'll just fade that down a bit further than we normally would. And surprisingly, the lilac and the pink are blending together really nice. I thought I'd maybe have trouble with those, but they're both really soft pencils, so they blend really good. Let's maybe just pop a little bit of the pink down here. Just a touch. Move over to this side. I think I'm going to keep that out for now just in case we need it. But let's move on to the yellowed orange. I think what I'm going to do is I definitely want to fade that off around here. So I'm just going to bring that in, fade it out. Oh, these colors actually, they blend really nice together. I'm surprised. But I do want to bring a little bit more of the pink down, I think. There's not quite enough there. So let's grab it from up here and just pull it down and fade it into that orange. It's so pretty. Okay. Let's go over to this side. I think on this side I'm going to fade it out right around here. Kind of down a little bit lower on this side. Just color that little bit in. And then we did end up with a little more pink on this side, so we can bring this pretty much right up to the pink, and then we'll fade it out. And then we'll switch back to the pink. And same thing as before, we're just going to kind of fade that down into the orange. Next is Canary Yellow, which I'm going to need my extender pencil. I don't think I want too much of this. I think I'm just going to fade it out around here for the cream. Around here. And I'm mostly going to use it just to lighten up the bottom part of the yellow to orange. Okay, this comes this way. I think this is Skyee here. So it looks like this tree kind of comes up this way, one goes this way, one goes that way. Oh no, that would be tree, because that one would be behind there, so don't color that in. Just gonna go back in with the yellow to orange quick right here. Let's brighten that up a little bit. Same thing, I'm going to fade this out right around here. Yeah, same thing on this side. I just want to go back in with the yellow to orange and blend it out a little bit more into these colors here. Tiny little bit of the canary yellow in on this one here, and then we'll go in with our last color, which is the cream. I'm just gonna firmly pop that in there and fade it in to the canary yellow. Oh my gosh, you guys couldn't see that. Okay, I don't think you missed too much. Okay, so from here to here we've got the yellow to orange, kind of faded into the canary yellow around here. And then I got the cream coming up just from the little bits here, or no, not this one, this is going to be tree. Just from little bits here, here, and here, and then a little bit here. There's really not much of the cream at all. I kind of wanted to keep it close to the center, but she takes up a lot of that, so I'm sorry guys. I have the whole thing in frame. Okay, let's get rid of these colors. Again, I don't really want to use the black in on the trees for the same reason. I don't really want it to blend into the hat, so I'm going to use the dark umber instead, and hopefully that'll be enough. And let's see, we're only at an hour, so we still have like half an hour to play around with. If we're trying to follow along with our hour-and-a-half schedule, I think we'll definitely be able to get this done in one part. Hoping to get the clothes done in another part. Maybe clothes and hair if we can be ambitious, and then skin and final details in the very last one, because all those details suck up a lot of time. Just want to see. I don't really know how I want to do up these trees. I think I want the ones farther away to be darker. And I'm just gonna assume, because to me it seems like the smaller ones seem kind of farther away to me. So I'm just gonna pick out those ones and color them in fairly dark. We'll just use the 2 colors, and then on the closer ones we'll use 3. So I'm just gonna go in with the dark umber. Just kind of along this bottom side. I go in pretty dark and then fade it out. And then we'll go in on the left side here. Let's do on the right side here. I don't really know where these shadows would be. I'm just gonna not really worry about it. And just color the trees in. Might as well just kind of do the same thing with all of them. This one seems like it's forward a little bit more, so it won't be quite as dark, so I'm not going to bring the shadow out quite so far. I'm going to try not to, let's maybe keep it in frame. I'm going to try not to bring out the shadow too far on these branches as well, but that part's going to be easier said than done. We'll have like a light little bit of shadow, but I know my shadows aren't making sense. I'm not sticking to a side. They're not really proper, but I'm just picking out whatever side kind of catches my eye first. I mean, I guess what I'm thinking is we already have this insanely gorgeous background. The trees are just kind of a bonus. They don't really have to be too crazy, really. Just because I'm like kind of out of it right now. Just want to make sure we can see the majority of this on camera. If you guys heard that, that was Miss Miko yawning. Very creepily. Do the top one and then we'll bring it down. That way we can do the rest without going out of frame. I don't know what color to do her hair. I'm thinking like a tawny color, like an orangey blonde almost. Like a yellow ochre blonde, kinda. Like straw. Just because it would kind of go with the pumpkins. I don't think it would take away from anything. I don't know if I want to go dark. I also hate doing hair in Jasmine's books, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie. I hate it. I feel like there's a lot of pressure for it to look realistic, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not good at realistic hair. I'm too lazy. It's a lot of work. And frankly, right now, I just don't have the energy for that. So we're gonna have to figure something else out. I think it'll still look good though, hopefully. I find when I try to do realistic hair, it just ends up looking muddy, and I don't like that. The only time I think I've ever really liked the hair that I've done was when I cheated. I'm gonna add a little bit of black to this spot here. And I'm gonna do it right now just so I don't forget. And then also just kind of alongside here too. Just to keep our shadows shadowy. I don't know if I finished my sentence there, but here, I'll show you guys. It's the only one I've done in Mermaids by Jasmine, and that's this one. I love how the hair turned out, but I cheated and I used Inktense pencils to do all the strands, and then I came in and activated them so that way I didn't lose the strands. And that's definitely my favorite way to do black hair, but I don't know if I want to do that for this because I don't know how many of you have Inktense pencils, and I like to try and keep the color alongs budget friendly. That way, you know, everybody can join in. So I'm kind of torn on that part. What am I doing? Well, yeah, let's just work on this side and then we'll do the other side. So we're going to come in with the light umber next. Same thing that we always do. I'm just going to go over the shadows and bring them out and try to keep a highlight. So like I said, I'm not too worried about the trees. I think they'll look good either way. I mean, they already look good. They look super cool and creepy. There's not really much else we can do to them aside from just color them in. Can I fire myself? I'm sorry. You know what? We're gonna make life easier for everybody by just zooming out that much. Okay. Hopefully that's better. Now, as long as I don't forget that I did that and I don't move the book, we should be good. I'm gonna blame it on the cold. But honestly, I'm just a space case on most days. Just worse right now. But I have an excuse, so I'm gonna use it. So there was a spot I missed over here. Maybe not. Okay. I was kind of looking at it like I still need to color that part in, and then I went to do it and seeing things. I think this one back here, I'm just going to color in around the bottom with the light umber just because we've got them kind of interlapping here. So this one is behind and I want to make it seem like it's behind. Same with this one here. I'm just going to add a little bit of shading on both the top and bottom parts kind of around this very front one. I love how vibrant the colors are on this page. And this might turn into like one of my favorite Halloween pages, I think. I am so worried about coloring her. Not even gonna lie. I am very attached to this page. I didn't think these trees would take too long. And they don't even look bad for kind of rushing them. But I don't even really mean to rush them. I just want them to be very simple and basic. So that way they don't really take away from anything. I've got this sneeze that like, I can feel it and then it goes away and then it comes back and then it goes away. Those are like literally the worst ones. So I think for the most part, I'm just gonna color over everything with this. I think it should blend everything kind of together and gotta be a little bit careful though, because if you end up pulling that blue out from the background, it mixes and creates kind of a green color, which I've done it in a few places now and it's not too noticeable. So not too worried about it as long as it's just a little bit, but lot in there. Push this up a little bit. I am aware that I did that, so hopefully I will remember to pull it back down when we need to. I don't even think Rain's back yet. He went downtown to grab a few things, so he better be back on time. If he's not already, I might have missed him get home. I'm in love with this. Okay. Let's carry on. We'll go back through those steps here. And then we'll be done. Well, this part. Be really careful not to get any smudgy bits on her. I'm also more prone to color one of these trees as the shadow side if there's like a lot of sky color on it, just to kind of cover it up. So for example, on this branch there was a lot on kind of the bottom line, so I made the bottom line my shadow spot. Try and fade this out the best we can. Next, go in with the light umber. Same as last time, I'm just going to bring this out from the dark umber. I'm going to try and save highlights, although on this side there is a lot of really skinny twigs, so might be a little bit difficult to do. Do what we can though. As long as we got a little bit of color variation, it's not a huge deal. Oh, there's the hubs. I didn't think he came home. Usually I hear the truck, even if I am in my own world. There's that, and let's finish off with the ginger root, and then my wrist needs a break. I will work on my Inktober stuff later. I'll wait to pick up the little man and see if he wants to do Inktober with me. He probably won't do every day, but he did wake up and the first thing he said this morning was, "Mommy, I want to draw." So we'll see. That's kind of weird because he never wants to draw. None of my shadows make sense. See, if I wanted to actually have them make sense, because our light source was from here, pretty much every line on this, like this side, would have been shadowed. So a lot of these I actually did the opposite, which doesn't overly make sense, but it works. It still looks good. You can't really tell unless you're actually looking for it, so I mean, we could have a different light source too from somewhere else, so you never know. There we go. I think while I've got my dark umber, I don't know what happened here, but I think I went over this line a little bit too much with the lighter color, so it kind of got rid of it. Let's bring it back out a little bit. All right. So we'll zoom out, and this is now what we've got so far. Can we just leave it like this? I'm excited to finish her. Hopefully it goes well. As always, I hope you guys are enjoying, and I hope to see you guys in part 3. Okay, see you next time. Bye!